The laughter hit me before the music did. Sharp, careless, loud enough to drown out the hum of the chandeliers. I was still holding the box when it happened. Light. Almost empty. A joke disguised as generosity. My father-in-law stood beside the tree, glass raised, CEO smile perfectly rehearsed. Cameras out. Phones ready? This was content. This was tradition. Open it, someone said. So I did. A single $2 bill lay flat inside. Crisp. Centered. Deliberate. Then the shirt. Black cotton. White letters. Now jobless. For half a second, the room was silent. Then it exploded. Laughter. Applause. Someone whistled. My wife's sister, fresh off her promotion, leaned against her brand-new BMW, key fob like she'd earned the right to breathe better air than me. And my wife, she laughed, too. Not nervous. Not forced. Real. That was when my phone vibrated in my pocket. Unknown number. One line of text. You should leave. Before they turned the knife again. I didn't reply. I didn't look up. I folded the shirt carefully, placed it back in the box, set it under the tree like it belonged there. Then I walked out. Cold air, empty parking lot. My reflection in the glass doors looked smaller than I remembered. I sat in my car for a long time without starting it. Hands resting on the wheel, pulse steady. Too steady. I wasn't surprised. That was the part that scared me, because humiliation like that doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from comfort, from planning, from knowing someone won't fight back, or so they thought. The signs had been there long before the party. The promotion I was promised that never materialized. The meetings I wasn't invited to. My access quietly revoked for restructuring. My wife working late more often, her phone always face down, always on silent. And her sister, God, she never even tried to hide it. The way she spoke over me, corrected me, smiled when her father did it too, like they were rehearsing a future where I simply wasn't there. I told myself it was paranoia. I told myself marriage meant trust. But trust doesn't explain shared calendars wiped clean, or deleted messages that leave behind just enough metadata to scream they existed. The night before the party, I'd seen my wife's reflection in the dark window as she typed. She smiled at her phone, not at me. After I drove away, I didn't go home. I went somewhere quiet, somewhere with Wi-Fi and no faces I recognized. I ordered coffee I didn't drink and opened my laptop. If they were going to erase me, I wanted to know why. I pulled bank statements first, then company emails I still had cached access to, then phone records. Patterns began to form, soft at first, then undeniable. A private account I didn't recognize. Regular transfers. Not from the company, from him, my father-in-law. I leaned back and let the truth settle slowly, like poison doing its job. This wasn't just about a job. This was about replacement. By the time the news went live, they were still laughing. Champagne refilled, music louder. The humiliation already turning into a story they'd retell. Every Christmas, how they put me in my place. I knew the timing because I'd said it myself. The investigative piece had been sitting in a journalist's inbox for 3 weeks. Verified, cross-checked, lawyer approved. All it needed was a trigger. The email, turn on the news. It landed in my father-in-law's inbox at 9:42 p.m. I wasn't there to see his face, but I've replayed it enough times to know how it went. The confident frown, the irritation at being interrupted, the reflex to control the room. "Turn it on," he shouted. And they did. The anchor's voice was calm, professional, ruthless. "We're breaking tonight. The CEO of a prominent, family-owned corporation is under investigation for embezzlement, fraudulent promotions, and an undisclosed relationship with a senior executive who also happens to be his daughter." Silence. The camera cut to documents, bank transfers, private accounts, dates, hotel footage, emails with familiar phrases. Our future. Once he's gone, my wife's sister's face drained first. My wife followed. The room didn't laugh this time. They watched as my name appeared, crossed out in red, labeled wrongful termination, retaliation. Then the final detail. Whistleblower, anonymous. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was my wife. I didn't answer. I met her later. Not to talk. Not to argue. Just to end it. She was already crying when I walked in. Words spilled out. Excuses. Fear. Love she remembered too late. She reached for me like I was still something she owned. I handed her the folder. Inside, phone records. A DNA test she didn't know I'd taken. Proof that the man she called family had been protecting more than a business. I know, I said, calm, flat. That broke her. She collapsed into the truth. The way people do when they realize silence won't save them. I didn't stay to watch. The company didn't survive the week. Neither did the marriage. I took nothing with me except what was already mine. My name, my patience, my exit. They wanted a joke. They got a reckoning. And somewhere between the laughter and the silence, I understood something with absolute clarity. They never took my power. They just reminded me how dangerous it was when I stopped pretending I didn't have it.